Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to my YouTube channel. I hope you all people are doing good and you all people are absolutely fine. So in this video, we'll be continuing, where we left in the yesterday's video. So I think we made the APIs for the get reviews and add reviews, if you clearly remember. If you have not watched my previous video, then just go into my playlist, watch the previous video. I think that is the hashtag 24. So you need to watch that video to continue this video, because you are not going to get understand this video properly if you not seen the previous video. So what I'll be doing, without wasting any more time, I'll be making the another API in the review route, and after that we'll be moving towards the messaging system and the that what it is called, okay, the booking and the payments. Okay, and this is the website, which is dbdiagram.io, where I basically have the schemas linked to each other, so I can visualize it to you people. And also, if you have not followed me on the GitHub, you can follow if you want to. And this is the car app repo for the front end application made in the React Native for iOS Android. So you can just go and fork this repo, or you can just give a star to it and just continue working on this project. It's amazing project, full stack project, and it's really amazing learning for you guys. So let me just remind you that this is the API for getting the reviews for a particular ID of car ID basically. So let me just start the server for you, and I've also increased the font size so all you people can see it properly. So let me just run the command npm run dev. Okay, the moment I run this command, the server gets start, and let me just shift it like this so you people can see it properly. Let me just hit this API. So it is showing me that invalid or expired token. So to get the token, we need to use the login API. Once we use the login API, we get the token. So once we copy this token and come to this get reviews API, go to the authorization, choose the bearer token, hover on the authorize this auth token, and just hit the API. And once you go, you can see that the reviews is fetched. And this is remind you that this is not the ID for the review ID. This ID is basically for the car ID. So we are fetching the reviews related to that particular car. So all the reviews which a particular car has, like it basically could be an Audi or Mercedes or any brand's car, you will get the reviews which are there linked to that particular car. So if you have seen my previous video, you will get an idea that what I'm talking about. Okay, so it's just the basic idea of how it works. So let's move to the next part. And now this is the thing that, let's suppose I got the reviews. Okay, and when I got the reviews, now I can add the reviews as well. Okay, so once I go to the index.js, we have the reviews route, we are authenticating it, and we have the review routes. So over here I put the car ID, we get the reviews for it. I put the add slash reviews slash add, then we can put the review. But what about of the delete review? Okay, so suppose if you or I want to delete a review, so there should be some mechanism to delete it, right? So for that, what I'm going to do, I'm just going to copy this, and instead of get, we are going to use the delete method, which route has. Okay, so here I'm just going to use the same this ID, but because it is delete, so I'm going to delete it. Okay, so reviews, if you see in the index, so we have the reviews, and once the user gives slash ID and then delete, so it means that the review is going to get delete. So to delete the this thing which is called as review, we need some validation for that. So let me add that. So what validation we are going to add? So just think about it. You just go to the reviews, and let me just clear it for you, and let me just copy this thing and let me just paste it over here. So over here, what we are going to do, validation delete review. So this is the validation for deleting the review. So what it is going to have, so here we have the body which we get from the express. So there is something which is express gives us, express validator, which is the ID. Sorry, it is the param. Okay, so it gives us param. So just remove the body. Let me just remove all three, because we are going to check for the param. So just add param, and over here we are going to expect ID param. it's going to be UUID, and with message as a valid review ID is must, valid review ID is required. And the same things will be going for this particular thing to show the error, and then we are just passing this request to the next if it works fine. So if you have seen, we have this thing called as get reviews. So for the get we also have this ID, right? So can we make this generic, because here only the message text is getting changed. So just copy this and paste it over here. So this will be for the delete, and this will be for validate review, get review. Okay, because I think validate review is already here, so you can just change the name validate add review. So I'm going to do some changes over here, validate add review. Okay, so it will be validate add review, and it will be validate get review, validate delete review. So this is for the comma validate date delete review. Okay, and the first one will be, let's add the comma and add validate get review. Okay, so it will be validated. So let's say that user is not giving the proper ID, so it will definitely throw an error that the review ID is required. But in the case of getting the review, we are not asking the review ID. Ideally it should be asking review ID, but it is our backend, so we can decide it. It should be basically like /car review /car and then ID, so that we have like we are defining it like it is having the car and then car's ID, then it is fetching the reviews for that particular car. So we can change this thing in the future as well. So as of now I'm going to add validate get review. So valid car ID is required. Okay, car ID, something like this. Okay, so this will work fine. Let me just see the server is working. No, it is not, it has crashed. So what is the issue? Okay, validation does not provide export name validate review. So can we see validate review? Okay, now it is working. I think it was the previous issue. Okay, so let's test the reviews for you. Okay, so let me do one thing. Let me just open my Postman. Okay, I have this Postman over here. So until it opens, let's do one thing. Go to the Postman. Okay, here I am getting the particular review, and let me just go to the Postman again. I should show you that it is for the add review. So okay, the PG admin is opening, and till we are here. Okay, let me see if PG admin is opening. Okay, we have all the servers, and from here we have this car YT, and we have the tables. Okay, go to the reviews, go to the view all rows, and over here let me just show you, these all are the reviews. Okay, there are 5 reviews, and we are hitting this API get reviews for the car. Okay, let's do one thing. It is bit of confusing. Okay, so this is a kind of confusing because I am asking get reviews /ID. So if you see the API, it looks like I am fetching one particular review, but it is not fetching one particular review. It is fetching the review of that particular car IDs. So for this I'm going to make some change. So like reviews /car ID. Now it will not work. Reviews / let me just do one thing, go back car and then hit. Okay, now it looks the reviews car and then car's ID. Okay, and if I don't provide this, I think it should show an error. I think it should show basically that error. So like that ID is required, a valid car ID is required. See, so when I give the car ID, it is giving me the review. And let me just show you the cars which we have over here by going into the cars. Let me show you the car. I think this is the, let me see the ID. So it is 501. So 501 is AMG. I think we have added the review for S class over here. This is S class and this is S class. If you go to the review, you should see the car ID, and this is A1. Okay, A1 is for S class. So this is the ID I'm going to select and call the reviews API. Go to this and copy this and just replace this ID as we don't need this. Remove the double quotes and hit enter. You should see 4 reviews now. So 1 2 3 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 and 4. Okay, so we have in total 1, we have this 2, we have this 3, we have this 4. So let's try to delete one review. So let me just copy this and let me make it duplicate. Let me rename this and delete review. Okay, copy this URL, paste it over here, go to the authorization, copy the token, go to the delete, go to the authorization bearer token, go to the auth token, enter and hit the API. Now over here, instead of get, what I am going to do here, instead of get, I'm going to make it delete. But it is not the car, it is the reviews and the car ID, which is A1 something like this. Okay, but let me tell you that, let me go to the body and okay, so this is 1 2 3 4 reviews are there, right? So it is delete API. So this ID is of cars, right? Car. So we don't need to put the car ID, we need to put the review ID. So go to the review and I need to delete this review and let me enter it over here, but it will not work because we are having this validation for the review ID is required. But where is the controller? We have not made any controller, so let's make that first. So go to the controller and go to the review, and instead of get add, let's make the review like controller for the delete. So I'm going to add over here delete review, and over here we should have the like ID will be getting from the params. If you see the get reviews, so something like this we should get. So let me just copy this, and instead of this we need to also have the service for it, for deleting the this review. So if you see here, let me just do like this. If you see, we get the request params ID, so we do not need to pass the data. Okay, we just need that particular ID. What we did in this get reviews, we made it in the form of object, we passed this, and over here we just passed it into the reviews for creating it. But over here we just need that ID, a single ID of that particular review. So over here, instead of this, I'm going to add review ID, and this will be like this, and remove this, we don't need this. Okay, and success response should be review deleted successfully. And yeah, this error is going to be there. Let me just tell you. So what we will be doing, we should make the service for the deleting the review. So that service I'm going to write over here. Okay, delete review service. Yeah, let me see the code. Prisma reviews, is it reviews? Yeah, delete, where ID is review ID. Are we passing it? Yeah. Let me just save this, delete review service. Come over here, add delete review service, pass the review ID and something like this. But if you see that, what is the thing that we are going to get into the return format, we will get the review. If you see reviews deleted, and it's going to return this review, so whatever the data it has, and it will return that, and we will show that review in the success response message and the data. Okay, but let's say there is one condition that some user, definitely when the review is there, user once click on the delete button, and definitely the review ID will exist. But there should be, like, there could be a case where the review ID will not exist in the database. For in instance, let's say in a case, basically, one user is logged in into two mobiles. Okay, it is possible. It's not like a user only logs in into one device. It has some people have two devices and they have one user ID. So what happens now, they have given one review, okay, to one particular car, let's say Mercedes, and now there is review for that Mercedes car from review, or like from user A. And now user, what it does, basically keeps two phone parallelly, and now he or she is seeing that particular review from those two phones given by him. So he decides to delete one review from one phone, and that review is gone from his one phone. But in the other phone, as it is not any kind of socket like a messaging system, so it will not detect that hey, review is detected, like deleted. It will still show that review in the other phone, and now user tries to delete that review. So now the ID is not existing in the database, so how it is going to delete that? So in that case, I'm going to write one response, like error response. Okay, so what do we basically do in this this error code which this Prisma, whatever it is, gives, I think Prisma gives you. So if you go to the documentation, you have the this code words, or you say alphabet plus numeric codes. So this is P2025. So it is basically having some codes. So once you do this, so when you search for any review of a particular review's ID, when you do not get that review ID, you get this error code. So 2025P. So in that case, I'm going to show review not found 404 along with review not found. Instead of this, what I'll do, I'll just give this backticks and review with ID dollar, and this this review ID. I'm going to show this status. I'm going to show that ID as well, that with the ID it is not existing. Now can we do this? Go to the delete and delete review from controllers. Is it okay? Let me see the data, like server, it is running fine. Go to the postman, and over here yeah, let's delete it. Okay, so review deleted successfully, and it has returned us that review. Like whichever review I have deleted, it is taking that and giving it to me, because if you go to the API, go to the service, we are returning the entire review. So what it does, it basically finds the review, it takes it and it deletes it. So when it gets drop that particular row, so it will give that data whichever deleted, it is returning over here, and which we are showing to the client. So if you see get reviews, there are 4, 1 2 3 4. It should be 3 now, 1 2 and 3. Okay, but let me just tell you that is it necessary, this data, is it necessary? Definitely it is not necessary, because once the review is deleted and the success is true, so client side we can do one thing, either we can call the get reviews API, which is necessary, but you can also delete it from the state, that is also fine. Okay, so in this case we do not need this data. So whatever you can do, you want to do, like when you go to the delete service, you go instead of returning this review, you can just go and return this true. So data will be true as per your choice. Review with ID, okay, because this review does not exist, so it has given that error. Review with this ID, review with ID, I think that message is not there properly. Review with ID, review ID not found. Now it works. Okay, not found. And when we go to the get reviews, copy this ID paste it over here. Now I want that it should show data as a true, something like this, but data should be always should be an object. Inside that you can manipulate anything, but I don't want to, as of now what I say, like suggest that just return the review whichever it is related. Let client handle how client want to handle. When I call this API, now we only have 2 reviews, so let me just copy this and delete this as well. Okay, so it is also deleted. Now let me call this API, so we only have 1. So if you go to the Postman, the PG admin, we have 1 2 3 4 5. Now we should have only 2 reviews, one for S class, one for AMG. Go to the reviews over here, go to view. Yeah, we have the 2 reviews. So now we have completely done our part for the reviews. Okay, we have also added the validation for the getting the reviews. We have added the validation for this adding the review. We have also added the controller for adding, and we have also added the controller for deleting. Okay, so now what is the next part? The next part, if you see, we have to make the schema. If you see, we have this schema over here. Now let's make the another schema, which is over here. What I'll do, we have to make now bookings, if you remember. So it is giving me a suggestion for bookings, okay, because it has the database access, so it is suggesting us. So let me just save this. Okay, let me just verify it. So ID is this default UID, user ID should be there, car ID is there, start date, end date, total price is there, float it should have name basically, but it is also having the user's reference. But let's say I am a user, I am basically one user, so while the time of booking I could also book it for my parents, right? So in the booking we need to put the names of who is going to be the people which will be going to sit in the car. Definitely user, we have the data of the user, but additionally we also need the name, NAME string. We also need the email of the people who is going to sit. Let's say in the case I am only the one person who owns the, who has the user, and I'm going to the booking, I'm going to book this particular car. So in this case I'm also going to put the email. It could be repetitive as well, so doesn't matter. So just add the phone over here. Let me save this and let me add the payment status, because there will be some cases where the payment is pending, let's say, or payment is failed. Okay, are you getting what I'm saying? Like, suppose I'm booking a car and payment method I have chosen credit card. Okay, so I go to the website of that Stripe or anything, I swipe my card and the payment gets failed because I had insufficient balance. So here the booking is, booking also has status, but payment also has one status, that is failed. There could be cases where payment is successful, payment is deducted, but you have not got the actual status, so there could be a lot of ups and downs. We also need to handle this edge cases. So payment status, we need to have an enum for it. So I'm going to add payment status and one for booking status. Okay, so this is what I have written over here. It is called as enum. Okay, so this enum we need to write it somewhere in our this file. So let me write this. Let me first see that how it is going to be. So it is the no, it is not the camel case, it is basically capital case. On the top of every this schema, let's add payment status and the booking status. Is it what we need? No. Okay, if you go, let me write it like this. Payment status, pending is there, complete there, failed is there. are these three status enough? Payment is failed, okay, we need this. Payment is completed, yeah, we need this. Okay, payment is failed, okay, we need this. Payment pending means what? So let's say I'm booking a car and I have done my booking, but now payment is in the status of like pending, like the user has not even paid, like user has not even initiated it, still user can book it. Okay, we need to give that option, so user can just choose a cash option. So in this case payment is pending, right? If you have seen my front end playlist, we have the cash option as well. In this case it's going to be pending once the user completes the ride or sits in the ride. So once the vendors that driver, there will be a driver rule as well, RBAC. So driver once choose the status that payment is completed, so the status for the user will be changed to the completed. And completed means definitely it's completed, either it could be cash completed, either it could be a credit card or debit card completed, or any online mode completed. Failed is a status where there is the no show. There are no show also statuses, but failed in the case of I also explained you right now, right before some 5 minutes. Failed is for cases where it started doing the online payment but it failed, so we have the cancelled status. Cancel is for them, it's for payment. Okay, so failed is the payment failed, but cancel status is going to be user went to the doing the payment but came back without initiating, so this thing. And refunded, let's say that user comes, does the online payment, and now user has cancelled the booking. In this case the payment status should be refunded. This, it should also have the processing, because refund should be only happened after the processing status is done. So these are the things. Edge cases are there, so let me add the booking status. So booking has the payment, like booking has the pending, confirm, cancel, but it is the given by the AI, so we don't need this. I have some statuses which as per my needs. So it is reserved. Okay, let me see the spelling. Okay, it's good. So booking status is reserved. So let's say that the car is now reserved for someone. It's not completely booked, but it is reserved. Reserved will be the state when the payment is pending. Okay, confirmed is properly confirmed, payment is done. Cancelled is something which user has cancelled the booking. Completed, confirm is a state where the user has not gone to the ride, like taken a car, user has not sit in the car, it is going to happen. This is the confirmed state where the payment is done but user has to experience the car yet, it is the future state. But completed is the state where the user has experienced, it has also confirmed the payment, it has also gone to the ride is also confirmed, the review is also be done. Either the review option is enabled, in that case it is going to be the complete status. And no show. So no show is a kind of state, where the user books the booking, where the user has done the payment or not has done the payment. It could be both, but user has not appeared on that day. It could also be happen, right? I book Mercedes car for tomorrow and the payment is definitely going to be pending most of the cases if I'm not going to appear. Say tomorrow morning I have at 7 a.m. booking, but I don't wake up till 10 a.m. okay, or something happened that I do not want to go now. So in that case the status is going to be on that tomorrow 7 a.m. no show for that particular car. So that we'll get an idea that booking status, if no show, then we will give the option to book the car that particular day for the no show. It could also happen that user has paid the payment online but has not appeared. So in this case we can do payment status as processing, we need to refund their payment. And as per the requirement, some people might want to process the refund full, some people might want to take some 10% charge for their car to be booked. Because it is booked, some people might take the full refund, some people might cut 50%, some people might want not to refund. depends on the who is going to use this. So it is basically all the customization is there. So this is the booking, and everything is done for the booking. If you go, let me just see. We have the bookings, and now we should have the payments. Model payment, yeah. So ID is UID, booking ID, and payment method should be there. Let me delete this, I don't need this. Okay, let me save this. Okay, amount should be float, and not only status but payment date. Okay, over here if you see, we have the payment status. Over here we have the reference of the booking ID, so we do not need to have the payment status in this because we have the reference, so we can get an idea from there. It could also be in a way where booking has the status key, payment has the status key, so that is also fine, but I thought that it will be better. Okay, so this is the payment, amount is float, payment date is there, created, updated at, and there, so on and so forth. So payment method also need to add, because if you see, we do not need a user ID basically. Let me remove it, and the reason is, see, we have the booking ID, inside booking we have the user ID, so no need to add a user reference to payment. And in case if we need, then we can add it into future state. Let me see, go to the user and see payment is there, so let me remove this reference now. Okay, yeah, now it is good. So amount is there, booking ID is there, booking is there, amount is there, payment date is there. Okay, let's add one thing, payment method. Okay, payment method, so this is going to be there. Payment method will be payment method, P capital, it is a type of enum. So what is the payment method? So it should be an enum, and it is also customizable from the backend. So when user goes to the booking of the car, he has the option to choose the payment method. So let me add the enum for it, payment method, and I'm not going to give underscore. Let me remove it. We only have some options. We have the card, we have the cash, we have the card, we have the cash, we have something called as UPI, we have wallet, we have net banking. I think it should be underscore, so it will be fine. You know, these are the statuses. If you go to the now routes, let me make one route. So this route will be for booking, booking.route.js. let me go to the any particular route. I think let's copy the review route and go to the booking route and just paste it over here, and let me just remove this. Let me just remove the unwanted imports. So over here we don't need the get method, what we need is post method. Okay, and if you see, go to the index, and can you find the bookings route inside it? No, right? So we need to add that. Underneath of the reviews, I'm going to add a booking. Okay, it will be a simple booking, authenticate, and let me just make it side by side. Go to this route and let me save the file. Instead of review routes, let me add the booking routes / booking route. Over here add the booking, something like this. Come down and over here add the booking routes. Now if you go to this particular route, this booking route, what we need to do, we need to add as usual the validation, we need to add the controller, so we need to add those things, right? So if you have seen that it is a simple booking. So when we are adding a booking, so there are two tables, one is for booking, one is for payment, and I think we need to run the Prisma right now. Let me do that first. npm run Prisma, npm run Prisma :migrate, and yeah, it has created the table. Let me just show you the tables as well. Go to Postgres and refresh the schemas. If you see, we have the booking and the payment table. So inside the booking, if you go to the all rows, we have these columns. We need to fill the data inside it. So for that, let me just add one route. So it's just going to be bookings, okay, and we will add over here. So it will be booking slash add, okay, booking add. Or there is another thing which you can just do. So while calling the bookings, you can just say get. While adding the booking, you can just say post, and instead of add, you can just say slash. So it will be booking, only booking. Post method is there to only add. So you can also do that, but I'll keep simple, so you guys can recognize that hey, add means adding the booking. So we also need the validation for it, write booking validation.js, go to the review validation, copy paste over here and remove some of it. Just give a good name, add booking validation, and add over here. Yeah, go to the booking validation and remove this unnecessary code. Let me remove this as well. Let me say suggested with the AI. So we need a car ID, and car must be a valid UID, and let me add required is empty. Let me see the previous ones. I think it is something like is UUID not empty. Okay, so it is basically ID, so UUID will do the thing. Car ID must be valid UUID, and let me take it from the AI. Start date must be valid ISO. Or if you see, go to these things. If you have the start date and we have this end date, okay, but I think let me go to the schema and see what we have in the. So we have the start date and we have the end date as well. Properly see it, and I think we can make this, instead of start date end date, there should be pick up date or drop off date. If you see over here, so in the bookings we have something which is called as pickup date and the drop off date, okay, so that is also fine, but just to make it generic with the previous ones, so I have just written the start date and end date, so it is also valid. So if you want that there should be pickup date or drop off date, you can replace it with that. So I'm having here a start date because booking has a start date and end date. So start date must be valid ISO this, end date, yeah, this is also fine. And I think it is suggesting us pickup location. If you see, do we have it? No, we don't. So after this we need to add payment status. So we have a method. So as of now, let's add two statuses. You can just copy from the enums for your convenience, paid and pending. Okay, and let me just write with message, payment status must be payment paid or pending, and booking status in confirmed, pending and cancelled. I think we have no show, I think we have cancelled, I think it's done. So 4 statuses are fine, and invalid booking status if it is not. Okay, total price is there, so we have something called as is float, GT, then 0, must be a valid positive number, and I think we have with driver over here. If you see, okay, we don't have that status, we can add that as well. Like with driver should be a boolean, whether we want it with the driver or whether we do not want it with the driver. So total price is there and validation result, and then we are just passing it. So yeah, it is good now. So go to the car route, I think it is the booking, so let's make another booking controller. Let me add booking dot controller. Okay, and just copy this, paste it over here, remove the unnecessary code, and just write over here add booking. Okay, request response, and we need some data to be distracted and extracted. So request dot body will be getting it, and we need to add a user ID in that. We are taking it from the token which user is passing via headers, so we'll be passing it to the service. So for this we need to add one service, right? So let me write that service. So I'm just going to write another service file, booking.service.js, and let me just write the service, remove the unnecessary code. Over here let's add booking service. Just take the data like with whatever you are getting, or you can just destruct. So over here in the actual bracket, let me just remove these things, and if you see, let me just remove this. So we get the data, so let me write the const, these things we need from the data. If you go to the validation over here in the booking, so we need car ID, user ID, start date, end date. We need the start date, end date is done. We need the total price in the form of float, payment status, we need booking status. I think with driver is not there, so we are not going to write that. So in total we have user ID, car ID, start date, end date, or total price, payment status, and booking status. So it is almost 4, 5, 6, 7. So yeah, we have the 7 things over here. So let me just return something, return await Prisma. Let me see if it is suggesting that dot booking. Yeah, it is suggesting. So user ID is there, car ID, start date is start date, end date, total price. If it is not float, then it is float, because we are already checking via this is float. Payment status, booking status. Yeah, I think we are good to go over here, and just go to the controller of the booking route. If you see booking controller, okay, over here you have to come down and you have to change some messages. If you see, let me just call the add booking service, pass the data over here, add created booking successfully. Yeah, it is now fine. Let me add via postman, duplicate this, and let me rename this add booking. Okay, and over here I'm going to add one token. So this is the token I'm going to copy and go to the authorization and go to the bearer token. Over here just pass this. So once I pass this, so we have the valid token. So go to this URL, this will be post API booking, and it will be add. If you go to the body, hit enter, it should show you these things, that these things are mandatory. So go to the get review, you will get a car ID. So I'm going to add car ID. This user, they already know who I am, and just write car ID. It's this start date. So I go to this collection, go to the cars, copy any date. Let's say I copy this date, come over here and paste it over here. It is the 6th of 11th of May. I'm going to keep this one, okay, and paste it like this. So it should show that end date is necessary. So now payment status is wanting, so payment status, it should be, let's say, pending. Payment is pending from my side. I'm going to give them as a cash. Booking status is confirmed, CONFIRMED, and the total price. So the total bookings, let's say the car's price for one day for the 24 hours is let's say $200, and I am booking it for 5 days, so it's going to be 1000. Total price is going to be, so this price will be calculated in the front end itself, so it's 1050. Okay, so this is the, okay, so I got the what is the issue. So we are calling the controller get reviews. So instead of get controller, we need to add booking. Okay, there's something issue we have. Go to the controller of booking. I think this file is saved, add booking. Okay, there's no issue, we just need to call this add booking from the controller and add it. Okay, we've got some issue, name is missing. Okay, I think if you seen my validation like schema, there is some things that we have added, and we need to add that as well. We need to add name, email, phone as well, and where it is not there in the validation. So let's add that as well. Body name. Okay, so let me add that name like not empty and with message. Valid name is required. Email must be a valid email address. Phone is any, and phone number must be a valid, and I think address we are not taking it. Okay, although there will be booking like location, like from where it's going to pick, or there is any store for the rental cars. Now let me do it. So now it is showing name is required, email is required. So let me put the name. As a user I am Mukesh, but the name I am going to book it for my brother. Let's name him John. Let's add the email of his, john@yopmail, or let's say Gmail, test.com. Phone, let me add one dummy. Okay, over here we are not passing it to the actual service file. Do that. So the data we are receiving, we are not destructuring over here. So destruct the name, email, phone, just pass it over here, name, email, phone. Okay. Okay, now what is the thing that we are missing? Invalid value argument for payment status. Expected payment status. Payment status is P is small over here, and they expected something different. So if you go to the schema, in the booking they have payment status and booking status, and it should be in this form. Booking status should be in this form. So what is the payment status? We are passing it like this for the, okay, it is payment status, booking status. Let me add it into the capital case, like instead of pending. Okay, paid or pending, so that is also crying. And booking status should be confirmed, it should be capital case, confirmed. And go to the validation of that over here is in paid, because we have capital cases, paid and pending. Over here we have confirmed, we have cancelled, we have pending, and we have no show. Okay, now hit the API. Phone invalid, phone expected string. Okay, let's add the phone. Okay, now it is done. Created booking successfully. And if you go to the Postman, let me just show you by refreshing it or just view it again. Yeah, the booking is visible. Total price is also there in the form of dollar or any currency that you are living in the country. So yeah guys, in this video I think I'm going to stop here. In the next video we are going to show you the how to get the bookings for the vendor panel, and yeah, there will be delete booking, there will be update booking, there will be get payment, delete payment, add payment. Conversations will be there, messaging will be there. So if you have like my you have whatever you think about this video, just comment down below and just like my video, share my video, subscribe to my YouTube channel. And if you see my efforts that I am putting, just share it with your friends and tell them that hey, that there is some guy who is making video related to the Node.js. Till then, bye bye, happy, stay safe, don't be sad.